Arkansas, and a controversial gun control amendment was added in the 11th hour.
It would strip the district's abilities to regulate guns in the city, and it's as simple and as awful as that.
The advocacy group DC Vote hopes a House-Senate conference committee early next month will look to drop that gun provision.
We're determined to have Barack Obama sign a clean D.C. voting rights bill into law,
which the president has said he would sign. D.C. Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton was with Mr. Obama in a Congressional Black Caucus meeting this afternoon.
As I rushed out, I said to the president, we'll have that voting rights bill to you any moment now. Today is a day to say, let the celebration begin, D.C.
Eventually, the celebration could be stalled. The measure is likely to face a court challenge immediately after becoming law from opponents who claim it's unconstitutional.
There just seems to be too many obstacles right now.
I'm pretty conservative about making any types of changes to the constitutional structure.
As I mentioned, Delegate Norton was with President Obama when she received word that the bill was on the Senate floor. I asked her, how did he respond? She said he glowed with enthusiasm. Next week, the House more than likely will pass this bill, but it will probably end at the Supreme Court. Live on Capitol Hill tonight, John Gonzalez, ABC 7 News.
All right, thank you, John. As you know, we're talking a 200-year-plus debate here. The battle over voting rights in Washington, D.C. dates back to 1801. That's when Congress took voting rights away. D.C. residents weren't even allowed to vote for the president until 1961. And a bill similar to the one that passed today passed in the House in 2007, but it died that year in the Senate. Now, we've got some late-breaking developments from the Capitol on the president's long-term plans in Iraq. Tonight, the Obama administration has set a target date for U.S. troops to withdraw from that war-torn country. Congressional officials say that the president wants to pull troops out of Iraq by August of 2010. His plan would leave, though, as many as 50,000 troops to advise Iraqi troops and protect U.S. interests in the country. Mr. Obama is expected to make a formal announcement on all this tomorrow. The economy and efforts to fix the nation's financial problems also took center stage at the White House as President Obama unveiled a $3.5 trillion budget today.
Yeah, there are times where you can afford to redecorate your house, and there are times where you need to focus on rebuilding its foundation. Today, we have to focus on foundations.
Among the highlights, the budget for fiscal year 2010 would provide for a $634 billion down payment on universal health care, $250 billion in reserve to help the financial industry, and eliminate subsidies for farmers making more than $500,000 a year.
We will, each and every one of us, have to compromise on certain things we care about, but which we simply cannot afford right now.
Some of the proposed cuts and increases already have harsh critics popping up across the aisle.
Regrettably, his budget falls far short of his inspiring words.
Where's the restraint in spending? You know, this budget doubles the debt of the federal government in 5 years, triples the debt of the federal government in 10 years.
Today's budget came out on the same day that we learned the nation's banks reported their first quarterly deficit in 18 years. The banks lost $26.2 billion in the last 3 months of 2008. Also, healthcare stocks dropped after the president unveiled his budget. The Dow fell as well, nearly 89 points today. The Nasdaq dropped 34. The S&P was down 12. Let's turn now to the weather. So many of us got a chance to get out and enjoy the break from the cold, but winter temperatures are soon going to be heading back in this region. Meteorologist Brian Van de Graaff here now with the first look what to expect. Brian?
Well, we expect one more mild day tomorrow, Leon, but with extra cloud cover and some rain showers actually that are over my shoulder. As a big system swings out of the Midwest, it'll bring some changes to us in the form of colder weather by the upcoming weekend. Quick look at numbers outside right now in the 11 o'clock hour, ranging from the mid and upper 30s, so our western suburbs from Aldie and Martinsburg, to 40s right now in Hollywood, Maryland, Southern Maryland, and 46 in Falls Church. Your hour-by-hour forecast takes us down to an average of 40 tonight, but tomorrow near 60 with rain showers moving in. We'll talk about a wintry chance of weather for the weekend coming up from the Belfort Furniture Forecast Center in just a few minutes.
All right, Brian, we'll see you then. In the meantime, tonight, the family of a Frederick County teenager is talking just after the boy dies from the flu. 13-year-old Ian Willis died last week at Children's Hospital less than a week after contracting a rare, potent case of the flu. Ian's father describes him as a healthy, active teen, and he is still coming to grips with his son's sudden death.
You don't expect a healthy 13-year-old boy to have that type of decline in a matter of hours, and literally that's what happened.
Ian Willis's death from the flu is the second in Maryland this month. 15-year-old Zachary Weiland, of Howard County, died on Sunday. Both boys had that influenza B virus. New at 11, the vandalism of a religious statue is bringing students at Georgetown University together tonight in prayer. The Catholic Daughters, the Catholic Student Association, and the Knights of Columbus are holding a